Hey, friends all over the world. This is Stock Talks with Dad, how to keep your money safe and protected. So, today we're going to be talking about how to pick a good financial advisor. So, I spent 10 years as a financial advisor, so I kind of know what to look for, what to be aware of, and basically how you should be interviewing your financial advisor because they are going to be interviewing you as well. So most financial advisors know that there's only so many clients that they can have in their book of business and effectively take care of those clients. So basically, a newer financial advisor that just gets hired, maybe he doesn't have an existing book of business, so he's going to pretty much take anyone that comes through the door. It might be a $25,000 or $50,000 minimum, but they will sit down and talk to you. The more seasoned advisors and people who have been in the business longer, they start raising that minimum investment level, and sometimes it's 100,000, 250,000, some of them maybe $1 million, because they know they can only effectively have 200 or 300 clients in their book of business, and so their minimums go up and up and up. So whether it's whether you're new to investing or you're a seasoned person that has money that's looking for a seasoned financial advisor, you need to sit down with that financial advisor and ask them questions. And some of the things that I would tell you to be looking for is, are they asking you things like time horizon, risk tolerance? Are they going to sit down with you and actually come up with some sort of financial plan before they start pitching, selling you products? So if you go in and you sit down with someone and they're like, well, I have $100,000 to invest, and before they even do a bunch of risk tolerance and ask you a bunch of questions, they start telling you should buy this mutual fund, you should buy this stock. You can kind of assume that that person is more of a salesman or a sales lady than they are getting to know you before they start making any financial advice or giving you any financial advice. So I would say, interview 2 or 3 good advisors, sit down with them, and basically ask questions. How long have you been in the business? Uh, what are you good at? What are most of your clients investing in? Because most advisors have a certain, I would almost call it a style that they invest in. So when I was an advisor, and once again, I had 300 clients at the most, I had a $30 million book of business. Most of the clients that I managed were people that had IRAs. They had lower risk tolerances. They were more about keeping pace with inflation. They were worried about not having enough money to make it for the rest of their life. So they were looking for preservation of capital. Some of them were looking for income. So I didn't have a lot of high risk clients in my book of business because I didn't feel comfortable really having those type of high risk clients. So if there was someone that wanted to buy and sell stocks a lot, I had them in a separate account, maybe a fee-based account where they could buy and sell and trade, and it was a fee-based account, so they weren't paying a lot of transactional commissions. But I wasn't the guy sitting there saying buy this stock, sell this stock. Now, if they came to me and asked for advice, then there were certain stocks, depending on who I was working for, that we had a recommendations list. So if someone said, hey, what is your firm recommending? Then I could go through and say, here are some of the things that our analysts are following, and these are some of the things they maybe believe are undervalued right now. So some good opportunities. But I wasn't there soliciting those stocks to those people. So I was more into the preservation of capital and just helping people with their retirement. So sitting down with a financial advisor, finding out what their specialties are, how they manage money. But the big thing is, if that advisor is not asking you things like, do you have other assets because a good financial advisor, before they can make any type of recommendations, they need to know, is this your only money? Do you have other IRAs? Do you have 401ks? Do you have life insurance? Do you have long-term care set up already? And they need to know the whole picture before they can make good advice. And then a really good financial advisor is going to want to take a look at all those other investments that you have, put them into a financial planning software, and make sure that you're not investing in the same thing in different accounts, because sometimes people have 3 or 4 accounts at 3 or 4 banks. They'll have 2 or 3 IRAs, maybe they have a 401k, and you start analyzing those accounts. And that's what I would do. I would put them into my software. I would start analyzing them. And sometimes you find out that 20-30% of someone's money is invested in 2 or 3 different stocks, and they don't realize that they're overweighted in certain industries and certain stocks. So they go to another advisor and they recommend those same stocks or mutual funds, and then you're not getting diversified. So a good financial advisor needs to look at the whole picture, just like a doctor. When you go in and says something hurts, they just don't start prescribing medication before they look at all your symptoms. They're doing blood work. They're taking your blood pressure. They're asking medical history and family history, because they want to make sure there's not other underlying conditions that they need to address. And that's what a good financial advisor is going to do. They're going to look at your whole situation, all your assets, where you're at, where you want to be, when you want to retire, and what type of ride do you want in those next 5, 10, 20 years. Are you very risk adverse? Are you someone who's seeking higher returns, so you're willing to take more risk, more volatility in your portfolio? If they're not asking you those questions, and they're just trying to sell you a product, they are a salesman. They are not a financial advisor, right? So hopefully this gives you some good information on how to select a good financial advisor. So stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in. Stock Talks with Dad, how to keep your money safe and secure. See you soon.